Good evening and welcome to The Voice of Reason. It's 6 o'clock on the 21st of March 2021 and my name's Alex Belfield. As we hit 252,000 subscribers, I have some shocking news that is mind-blowing. My life has been destroyed over the last 10 months by a witch hunt choreographed by the BBC in collusion with Nottingham police. I have been arrested 4 times due to lies given by individuals from the BBC, choreographed on behalf of the BBC via their lawyers, given to Nottingham police who have illegally extended my bail 2 or 3 times. They've raided my house twice without a warrant, taken my equipment twice without a warrant, costing nearly £20,000. And I am now in the biggest cover-up in Nottingham Police and the BBC's history to silence one of the most outspoken journalists in the media in 2021. As I sit here today, my bail finished on Thursday at midnight, yet without court signature, Nottingham Police have signed it off, claiming that there has been a court ruling which there hasn't. I need someone to help me. I need you to share this before it's deleted and stop this witch hunt by the BBC via their lawyers and Nottingham Police to silence and gag me. For the last 10 months, we have created the most beautiful party, the argy-bargy of the airwaves, a place where we have found a community of 251,000 people who simply want to tell the truth. The byproduct of that is for the last 10 months, I've been living through hell. I've been arrested 4 times. I've had my house raided twice without a warrant. I've had a witch hunt orchestrated by the BBC in collusion with Nottingham Police, and my bail has been extended illegally 2 or 3 times. And I speak to you this evening from the heart, begging for help, as I need this to stop. There has been no charge. The gagging order continues, and we sit here today with Nottingham Police claiming they've had a magistrate ruling that my bail was extended on Thursday, and it was not. The price I'm going to have to pay is hopefully tomorrow, after being arrested and spending the night in a cell, I will go to court and finally get in front of a judge to end this witch hunt orchestrated by your BBC. When I tell you this story, you are not going to believe half I'm going to say, but trust me, when this gets in court, and my only dream is for it to get in court, you're going to say to yourself, this can't be true. This can't be the United Kingdom. This can't be England. This can't be the police. This can't be the BBC. But it is. Over 1.5 years ago, somebody wrote an email to destroy me, and it was the most unbearable attack, unprovoked, from nothing, published by somebody I'd never met. And I believed I knew who that person was. I believed it to be somebody from the BBC, and for months they refused to say they hadn't done it. Then I had a visit from the police, who investigated it, and basically at the end of it they went to the BBC and said, if you're not willing to say that this person didn't send the email, we're not willing to investigate it. Some 3 months later there was a knock at my door and 8 policemen turned up to raid my home, take my equipment and arrest me. This orchestrated event, which was put together by the lawyers of the BBC, RPC, and by the way, their senior barrister has now gone from the company. Sacked is a strong word. She had to leave because she lied in a court of law. For 10 years, I've been selling stories about the BBC, exposing their financial corruption, and I've caused them a lot of bother. I was at the BBC for 15 years and saw how appalling they behave and what contempt they have for public money. After then, I left and resigned in 2011 and decided to work for newspapers for 10 years. I wrote for the Sunday Mirror, the Sunday People, the Mail on Sunday. I wrote for the Express, the Sunday Express, the Sun on Sunday. Every one of the big newspapers worked with me. Not one of the stories was ever retracted. Not one of the stories was ever challenged whatsoever. And then 10 years later, I created this platform by myself from my kitchen, which has become the biggest success in broadcasting history online at YouTube in the UK. And because I'm by myself, it seems the BBC want to bring me down. And they've gone above and beyond in their attempt to do so. And all of this was conducted by Mansfield Police Station under the watch of DC Percival, a detective constable who admitted to me in our first police interview on tape, which we will get eventually and release, that she doesn't understand anything about YouTube, Twitter, the internet, broadcasting, the media, or indeed words. She apologised on many occasions for not knowing the words I used that she was offended by, and she told me she found me disgusting. And she went on over the last 10 months to arrest me 4 times, unlawfully in our view, and we will sue Nottingham Police. And just to let you know, Priti Patel and the Home Office is already aware of my case. And thank you to so many powerful, important and rich people who have been able to support me through this, to financially get through it, to psychologically get through it, and also to enable me to keep sane through the most insane period of my life. You have no idea how disturbing it is as a man who has never had any police interaction whatsoever prior to Nottingham Police coming on behalf of the BBC. To think your BBC have gone above and beyond to silence me, to get me off air, and a national broadcaster who works for them has tried to sabotage this channel twice by putting in 17 different requests to have videos taken down, knowing that you only need 3 to be successful and the whole channel is gone. That's what we're dealing with. We now know that the person who I believe to have written the email to destroy my life and career unprovoked did write it. He's admitted that to the police. He says he did it because I was stalking the person who published it. Yet the person who published it has confirmed in police interview that I'd never contacted him prior to that email being published. So therefore it was a complete lie. It was a sabotage. It was an unprovoked attack to destroy me, born out of bitter jealousy, in my view. And all of this after I was trying to sue the BBC. They arrested me for fraud. That's never been mentioned since, because 100% of that money was still in the account and has since gone to my legal team, led by Henry Branman, civilly, and Trevor Francis at Blackford's, criminally. Had it have not been for the support of you, there is no way I'd be alive today. Every time a car pulls up outside my house, I wonder if it's going to be them again. And they returned again in January to arrest me and raid the house, and still found nothing, and took away my equipment again. That's why I was off air for 4 days on the 12th of January. But DC Percival lied there too. She said she came to arrest me. She didn't. She didn't start her shift till 4 hours afterwards, yet she told Nottingham Magistrates Court that she arrested me at my home address. That's a lie. That didn't happen. Same way that yesterday when my bail ended, she says a magistrate ruled that my bail had been extended, but there has been no court case. Nothing. Yet she says it was extended by a magistrate. This woman is a liar. And this woman is obsessed and harassing me. She even text messaged me last Thursday to say, I'm going to take you to court. Text message me. Don't believe me? Here's the text. But the darkest of all is when I was last arrested. I was sat in the custody suite at Mansfield Police Station and I saw the worst racist attack I've ever seen in my life. And I've put in a formal complaint, and now 8 officers are being investigated. The mocking, the harassment, the bullying, the pure intimidation of a gentleman of colour, I don't know where he was from, was disgusting. And I said to my solicitor, who was sat next to me at the time, how dare they? She said, that's nothing. Now, I'm making this video today because it's an opportunity after my bail ended, although she claims it hasn't, DC Percival. Because once it's out there, I expect to be arrested again, and I hope to be in front of a judge tomorrow, and I beg all of the press to come to that hearing when I am taken in front of a judge for breach of bail that doesn't exist. In fact, why doesn't it exist? Because it's already been rejected by a court in January. He rejected the extension of bail because of unreliable evidence from Nottingham Police. And alas, DC Percival has tried to get me silenced and gagged 4 times in a magistrate court, and 4 times it has been thrown out. Now, why has this happened? This is where it gets tricky. Apparently, people who are on legal aid aren't allowed to challenge bail. So I have the question for you now. How many more people are sat on bail who shouldn't be on bail? And how many people are sat in prison because of DC Percival, who lies to courts? A couple of the more insane accusations is from a woman who was banned from my programme for bullying me. Yes, she had to apologise to me 3 times. This woman claims she's got shutters on her windows because she's so in fear of her life because of me, but doesn't claim I've gone anywhere near her. None of the people who have made the accusations from the BBC have claimed I've gone anywhere near them. Another one is that I'm transphobic, apparently, because I called a trans person big man. Well, indeed, when we asked for the document, it was dated 2 years before this BBC person came out as a trans person. Therefore, to call them big man was in fact correct, as they were still penis intactus. I don't think that's a hate crime or indeed transphobic. You decide. They've given FOI documents that are not true. They are different to the ones I was sent. They've falsified evidence. Yet I've given them the original document. In fact, I haven't given them. They took my laptop, which it was on, and I told them where to find it, and they just very conveniently choose not to look at it. I want to thank Andrew Bridgen MP, who has been incredible. I want to thank all of my friends who have saved my life over the last 10 months. Without their sanity, their support, their unbelievable solidarity, I wouldn't have made it. And I've had to do all this whilst pretending to you that I'm having the time of my life. And you know why? Because DC Percival, on police tape in front of my solicitor, said if I mentioned anything about being arrested, I would be arrested and thrown in jail. She said that on tape. Thank God for the custody sergeant, who was smart enough to realise that preventing me from talking about the BBC was unlawful, and he overruled her. He could not enforce her wish to have me banned from talking about the BBC. Who asked her to do that? How would you feel? I'm a man who is not to everyone's taste. I'm a man with a big gob. I'm a man who has the #1 platform in the UK. And by the way, when this all started, I hadn't. I wonder if they now regret it. Because I beg of you to share, to share, to share. We must get this out because it's going to be deleted. Trust me. They're going to do everything they can to silence this video. Copy it, repeat it, Facebook it, Twitter it. Please get it to your MP. I beg you to send it to Priti Patel. I beg you to send it to every newspaper editor. Because I need help. I am caught in the biggest shitstorm of my life through lies, deceit, and a witch hunt, being the biggest whistleblower of the BBC, and they want me dead. Be under no delusions. These people want me silenced, off air, and gone at any cost. That's national broadcasters, regional managers, national managers, local presenters, and friends of friends. But the problem with lies is they all come out in the end. And the reason I haven't been charged is every single lie so far has been debunked. Every single lie has been exposed. Yet, DC Percival won't give in, and she's unlawfully pretending I'm still on bail. And the reason that they're going to be so shocked by this is because she's fucked up. I am not on bail. And I beg of the judge I see tomorrow after being arrested to simply look at the details. Application to extend bail rejected in January. She lied, saying that the magistrate had extended it. They had not. And as you can see there, Mansfield Police Station believe they're more powerful than a magistrate and can overcome a judge. I've heard of being overcome with emulsion, but I've not heard of overcoming a judge. Could you clarify, please? What would you do? What do I do? Can anybody help me? Has anybody been in this situation? Are you on 4 times signed off bail? I've never heard of this. There are mass murderers who have never been arrested 4 times, raided twice. This is a witch hunt. This is a setup. I don't know whether people are being paid or they're corrupt or stupid. And by the way, one of the bail terms is that I can't contact anyone at the BBC. Who would I want to contact at the BBC? FOI. Why do I want to connect to FOI? Because they're the ones who give me the stories. They have prevented my journalism and they know exactly what they wanted to do. And as if all of this isn't crazy enough, the same national broadcaster who tried to sabotage this YouTube channel twice decided to hire a private investigator. How do I know? Because I DM'd him and he was stupid enough to reply and confirm it. And indeed, this same PI is so clever, he decided to spend the last 12 months going to very famous and powerful people, telling them that I shouldn't have anything to do with them because I'm under investigation for some very serious criminal charges. Good luck with that in the defamation and libel court, both the person who hired you and you, because we've got the screen grabs. Well, we've had 5 NDA requests. Yes, 5 letters from this person's lawyer in the last few weeks demanding an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement to gag me and keep me silent. No, it's okay. I'll have my day in court if that's okay. I'll name and shame you and provide all of the evidence, written evidence, and let a judge decide who he thinks is the good guy and the bad guy, who he thinks is the one that started a witch hunt, and who he believes or she believes is telling the truth. because the truth always outs in the end.
Remember, this is how it works. I'm not being tricky. I'm not being sly. You have to have evidence to get a charge. And the fact that I've not got a charge is because there is no evidence. Be under no delusions. This woman's desperate to charge me. But here's the next problem. I want her to charge me because then we get full disclosure. Lie's always out in the end. You think you're clever. Well, now let's get in front of a judge. Come on, let's go. Let's get in front of a judge. And if he wants to deem me guilty, fine.
We have put over £55,000 on account to fight this already. But what does it say about our legal system? If I were on legal aid, I'd be fucked right now. Why? Because legal aid does not allow you to challenge illegal bail. How many others are sat there on bail that the corrupt police just sign off documents to gag you and keep you quiet? This is the national scandal bigger than my own. And for avoidance of doubt, she has admitted to the magistrate that there were 2 errors with bail already, and the lawyers at Nottingham Police refused to say that they have actually done the right thing with bail. In fact, they're so confused after 2 weeks they still haven't come back with a full and final categorical answer in defence of DC Percival or those who signed off these 462,000 forms that really should have only been 4.
I am a journalist who has exposed crooks for decades, and I will continue to do so. If you want to be up to shenanigans, wasting public money, abusing the system, or indeed having your wife and daughter sell their bodies and then claim I'm somehow blackmailing you, we'll have our day in court. Then it can be public domain.
And of course, the biggest scandal of all of this is the cost to the public. How much has all this cost? The time wasted, the criminals that have got away because she's obsessed over me, finding me guilty regardless of endless amounts of evidence proving my innocence that she refused to accept. Why? Because she wants to work in collusion with the BBC, because she was so overwhelmed when she saw that headed paper, BBC, they would never lie. Trust me, they will. I've worked with Nicola Kane and BBC Legal and at the BBC for 15 years. They will definitely do anything they can. They're Teflon. They'll do anything to save their souls. When I was bullied at the BBC during the last year, it was a cover-up. When I left, I tried to sue them 4 times in civil court, and Nicola Kane did anything to keep me out from in front of a judge. And lest we forget, Nicola Kane, who was my nemesis for 10 years at BBC Legal, now with RPC, has since left the company because of her own corruption, lying in a court of law and perjuring her own case and lying to her own client. Not my words, the words of a judge. This woman choreographed this entire witch hunt for the BBC via their private solicitors paid for by us. This former BBC staffer now worked for RPC until she left in August. This was, of course, choreographed from March until July. This is how they operate. They are like a mafia. And this is an organisation with a pedo statue at the front of it. Never forget that their emblem on the front of the building is Ariel, created by a man who raped his 2 daughters and the family dog, Eric Gill. That's who your BBC really are, colluding with the police to get a man arrested 4 times and raided twice to find nothing. And the cost, $500,000? How much has this cost already? And now I'm going to sue them, so that's going to cost them how many hundreds of thousands of pounds?
So where are we tonight then? Well, I'm sat here with more fight in me than ever. I have the energy to take these people on one by one, beginning with the police. And I will deal with them tomorrow. And I will go in a cell if needs be. And I will once again prove these people to be liars. And they'll once again have to look very silly and hopefully get in front of a judge to prove once and for all I have nothing to hide. And that's proven by the fact they've been in this house twice. They've taken my computers and found nothing. Nothing to hide. No charge. But you know, the reason I'm sat here tonight is not because of anybody other than you and your belief in me. When I started this channel, we had no following. We had 15 viewers. We had 80,000 last Sunday. Watch that program. And in the beginning, I told the story of what happened before these arrests. And you donated money on trust, believing in me. And thank you, because despite the fact I've not been able to sue them yet because the police have prevented it, we will. And again, that money you gave in January was given in true belief of my innocence and knowing who I am. I have nothing to hide. I'm probably the most transparent guy on earth. And again, they can come back 4, 5, 6 times if they want. They won't find anything because there's nothing to find. I wonder how many of my accusers can say the same. I wonder how many people in the police can say the same. Bearing in mind this week, we've had a guy from the police who has beat up his girlfriend. We've had a police officer in the Isle of Wight who was sacked for wanking on the job in his uniform on WhatsApp on duty, and we've had a Met police officer charged with the murder of a woman in a forest. And it's as if the police have got nothing better to do than to hound me into an early grave. And you know that's what they wanted. I had a call from a very famous star who said, "Are you okay?" I said, "What do you mean? I'm always okay." They said, No. This pressure they're putting on you is to send you over the edge, because the best way to deal with you now is that you kill yourself, because that way the problem's wiped out. And they're putting so much pressure on you that most people would not be able to cope. Can you believe that's how dark this has become? But I'm still here. And to their annoyance, I'm more tenacious than ever, and I have more fight in me to get justice, prove my innocence, and get these people in a court of law. But my first port of call is the police. What they have done to me, I will never, ever forgive them. And to the BBC, who have put together this cockamamie scheme of lies, corruption and cover-up to try and get a man in jail who's done nothing, with no evidence, no proof and no charge, colluding with the police to instigate their gagging order based on nothing other than lies, we will have our day in court. But if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Thank you. I will be here every single day until they stop me. And I promise you this, the truth will out in the end. I put my faith in judges, and I have one final thing to say to you. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it.